AudioBooksTube is glad to produce, publish, and offer The Essence of Arati, Spiritual Light in Everyday Life by Sage D. Esotreasure. Hi. Before we delve in the book, if you enjoy listening to our content, we'd love your support. Most of you watch and listen, but many haven't hit that subscribe button yet. If everyone who enjoys our audiobooks subscribed, we could grow this channel and create even better content just for you. So go ahead, click that subscribe button and join our community. Together, we can make this channel thrive. And now, back to the narration. Chapter 1: The Meaning and Symbolism of Arati. Arati is a central practice in Hindu spiritual tradition, often performed as part of temple rituals or home prayers. The word Arati derives from the Sanskrit root rithi, which means pleasure or delight, while the prefix a negates or signifies away from. Therefore, Arati can be understood as an act that drives away darkness or negativity, replacing it with light, positivity, and divine presence. In practice, it involves the offering of a lighted lamp, typically with wicks soaked in ghee or oil, to a deity or spiritual figure as a sign of devotion and reverence. The primary significance of Arati is its use of light as a symbol. Light, in spiritual and philosophical contexts, represents knowledge, wisdom, and divine grace. Just as a lamp dispels physical darkness, the offering of light in Arati signifies the removal of ignorance and the invitation of divine knowledge into one's life. This symbolic meaning is foundational, representing the essence of what Arati is meant to achieve, a transformation from darkness to light, both externally and internally. The ritual act and its elements. The practice of Arati is not merely a visual offering but a sensory one that engages multiple aspects of human experience. Traditionally, the ritual includes specific elements that each hold unique meanings, which together create a holistic experience of worship. The lamp used in Arati is central to the ritual. Traditionally, the lamp may have 5 wicks, symbolizing the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether, which are believed to make up all material existence. Offering light from such a lamp represents the devotee's submission of all elements of the material world to the divine. In a broader sense, it symbolizes the surrender of worldly attachments, distractions, and ego, allowing the inner self to seek unity with the divine. The flame itself is an enduring symbol of transformation. Fire is associated with purity, as it consumes and transforms everything it touches. In Arati, the flame symbolizes not only the presence of divine energy but also the purification of the devotee's mind and heart. By focusing on the flame, worshippers are reminded of their own spiritual journeys, burning away impurities of the mind, such as anger, greed, and selfishness, and allowing themselves to be transformed by the light of divine knowledge. Circular movements. During the Arati ceremony, the lamp is often moved in circular motions in front of the deity. This motion is symbolic of the cyclical nature of life and the universe. The devotee is acknowledging that everything in life moves in cycles: birth and death, light and darkness, ignorance and knowledge. Moving the flame in this circular fashion also represents the all-encompassing presence of the divine, which is believed to pervade all directions and dimensions of life. Other sensory elements, in addition to the lamp, Arati often includes offerings of incense, flowers, and food, as well as the ringing of bells or the chanting of hymns. Each of these elements serves a particular role in enhancing the spiritual experience. Incense, for example, purifies the air and symbolizes the lifting of prayers to the divine. Flowers represent beauty and purity, while the ringing of bells is believed to ward off negative energies and invite auspiciousness. Together, these sensory elements elevate the worshipper's focus, pulling them away from worldly concerns and directing their attention toward the divine presence. Arati is a spiritual metaphor. At its core, Arati is more than just a ritual act, it is a profound spiritual metaphor. The process of lighting a lamp and offering it to a deity mirrors the spiritual quest for enlightenment. In Hindu philosophy, life is often described as a struggle between the forces of light and darkness, light symbolizing knowledge, clarity, and divine presence, while darkness symbolizes ignorance, confusion, and separation from the divine. Through the act of Arati, the devotee enacts this inner struggle, seeking to illuminate the darkness within their own hearts. The light offered in Arati is symbolic of divine wisdom that has the power to remove ignorance, ego, and suffering. By regularly performing or witnessing Arati, individuals are reminded of their own responsibility to seek knowledge, practice virtue, and live in alignment with the divine will. Moreover, Arati represents the human aspiration to offer oneself to something greater. When one offers light to the divine, it symbolizes the offering of one's own life and actions in service of the divine purpose. This act of surrender is central to many spiritual paths, where the ultimate goal is not merely to receive blessings but to align one's life with higher principles, allowing divine light to guide every thought, word, and action. Personal and communal dimensions of Arati. Arati is both a personal and communal act of worship. On a personal level, individuals performing Arati in their homes often see it as a moment of reflection and connection with the divine. The stillness of the ritual provides a break from the demands of daily life, allowing the devotee to pause, reflect, and center themselves in the presence of the divine. This personal act of devotion creates a sacred space, not just externally but within the mind and heart of the worshipper. In communal settings, such as temples, Arati takes on an added dimension of shared experience. Here, the act of offering light is performed collectively, often to the accompaniment of devotional songs or hymns, known as bhajans or kirtans. These communal Arati ceremonies create a powerful atmosphere of devotion, where the collective energy of the group heightens the spiritual experience. In such settings, Arati not only strengthens the connection between the individual and the divine but also fosters a sense of unity and shared purpose among the worshippers. The light that is passed around during the Arati ceremony is shared among all those present, allowing each individual to receive its blessings. This passing of the light symbolizes the distribution of divine grace, reminding worshippers that the divine light is not limited to one person but is available to all. It is a powerful reminder of the interconnectedness of all beings and the universality of divine blessings. Arati's role in daily life. While Arati is traditionally associated with formal worship, its symbolism can be extended to everyday life. The act of offering light is a reminder of the importance of bringing light into every aspect of life, whether through acts of kindness, seeking knowledge, or maintaining a positive and mindful approach to life's challenges. By performing Arati, individuals can cultivate a mindset of gratitude and reverence, seeing every moment of life as an opportunity to offer light to the world. This can be as simple as helping others, sharing wisdom, or contributing positively to one's community. In this way, Arati becomes not just a ritual confined to temples and homes, but a guiding principle for how to live with purpose, humility, and service to others. In essence, Arati is a powerful ritual that transcends its physical form to embody deep spiritual meaning. The offering of light symbolizes the removal of darkness and ignorance, the pursuit of divine knowledge, and the cultivation of a life aligned with spiritual principles. Whether performed in the privacy of one's home or in the collective atmosphere of a temple, Arati serves as a constant reminder of the divine presence in life and the importance of living in harmony with that presence. Through its rich symbolism, Arati offers a path to spiritual growth, inner peace, and the illumination of the soul. Chapter 2: Performing Arati, Rituals and Variations. The ritual of Arati holds a prominent place in Hindu religious practice, offering a sensory, symbolic, and devotional experience that brings worshippers closer to the divine. Though the core elements remain consistent, the way Arati is performed can vary depending on regional traditions, the specific deity being worshipped, and whether the ritual takes place in a temple or at home. This chapter will explore the structure of the Arati ceremony, the significance of its components, and how the ritual can be adapted for different contexts while preserving its spiritual essence. The structure of the Arati ritual. At its most basic level, Arati involves the offering of light to a deity, accompanied by prayers, chants, and other symbolic offerings. The ritual typically follows a clear and methodical process, with each step holding spiritual significance. Preparation. The first step in performing Arati is to prepare the necessary items for the ritual. This includes a lamp, diya, which is usually filled with ghee or oil and equipped with one or more cotton wicks. Other common items used in Arati include incense, flowers, and a bell. If the ritual is being conducted in a temple, the priest or devotee will also have access to sacred water, sandalwood paste, and often food offerings known as prasad. Invocation of the deity. Before starting the actual offering of light, the worshipper mentally or verbally invokes the presence of the deity being honored. This invocation is a key moment, as it establishes the connection between the worshipper and the divine, inviting the god or goddess to receive the offerings that follow. Lighting the lamp. The act of lighting the lamp marks the beginning of the formal Arati. The flame symbolizes divine light and knowledge, and it serves as a focal point for the ritual. Once the lamp is lit, it is usually held in the right hand by the person performing the Arati. Offering the lamp in circular motions. The lamp is then moved in circular motions in front of the deity's image or idol. The circular movement of the flame represents the encompassing nature of the divine and the cyclical nature of life. In most practices, the lamp is rotated in a specific number of circles, 3 or 7 times, for instance, each number having its own symbolic meaning in various traditions. The clockwise movement of the lamp is important, as it is believed to follow the natural flow of energy in Hindu cosmology. Chanting or recitation of hymns. While the lamp is being offered, it is common for devotional songs or hymns to be sung, known as bhajans or kirtans. These songs praise the deity, recount their divine qualities, or tell stories from sacred texts. In temple settings, this is often done collectively, with a lead singer and a responsive chorus, creating a communal atmosphere of worship. Even in a private setting, reciting mantras or silently meditating on the divine presence is an integral part of the Arati process. Additional offerings. Along with the lighted lamp, incense sticks may be lit and waved in front of the deity. Flowers, symbolizing purity, may also be offered, and some worshippers sprinkle sacred water or make food offerings as part of the ritual. Each of these items carries its own symbolic meaning, further enhancing the sensory richness of the experience. Completion and blessings. After the offering of light is complete, the flame is passed among those present so that they may receive its blessings. Devotees will often cup their hands over the flame and then touch their forehead or eyes, symbolizing their desire to receive the light and wisdom of the divine. This act is a moment of personal connection, as each individual takes the light into themselves, reinforcing the ritual's transformative purpose. Tools and their significance in Arati. The tools and items used in Arati are not chosen at random but have deep symbolic meanings that enhance the ritual's spiritual purpose. Below is a closer look at some of the most commonly used items and their significance. Lamp or diya. The diya is the central tool in Arati, representing the light of divine knowledge. Traditionally made from clay, metal, or brass, the lamp is a physical reminder of the connection between the material world and spiritual reality. In most rituals, the lamp has 1 or more wicks. A lamp with 5 wicks is particularly significant, representing the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether, and signifies the devotee's offering of all material elements to the divine. Incense. Agarbati. The burning of incense during Arati symbolizes the purification of the environment and the elevation of the worshipper's prayers to the divine. As the smoke rises, it represents the transformation of material offerings into spiritual essence. Incense also engages the sense of smell, further immersing the worshipper in the ritual. Flowers. Flowers are a symbol of purity and beauty, and their offering in Arati represents the devotion and sincerity of the worshipper. Just as flowers are beautiful and fragrant, so too should the actions and thoughts of the devotee be pure and beautiful in the eyes of the divine. Bell. The ringing of a bell during Arati serves a dual purpose. On a practical level, it helps to focus the worshipper's attention and alert them to the presence of the divine. Spiritually, the sound of the bell is believed to ward off negative energies, creating an auspicious atmosphere for the ritual. The ringing of the bell is typically done with the left hand, while the right hand offers the light, symbolizing the balance between the material and spiritual worlds. Prasad, food offerings after Arati. It is customary to offer food to the deity, which is later distributed to the devotees as prasad, or sanctified food. The offering of prasad symbolizes the act of giving back to the divine what has been provided, and receiving the food symbolizes the acceptance of divine blessings. Regional and deity-specific variations. While the essential structure of Arati remains consistent, there are variations in how the ritual is performed depending on regional customs, the deity being worshipped, and the setting. Regional variations. In India, different regions have their own specific practices and styles of performing Arati. In northern India, for example, it is common to perform Arati with loud, enthusiastic singing and instruments such as cymbals and drums, creating a vibrant and energetic atmosphere. In contrast, southern Indian Arati rituals tend to be more solemn and meditative, with a stronger emphasis on quiet reflection and internal devotion. Deity-specific variations. The way Arati is performed can also depend on the specific deity being honored. For example, when offering Arati to Lord Shiva, the ritual may emphasize austerity and simplicity, reflecting Shiva's role as a god of asceticism. In contrast, Arati offered to goddess Lakshmi, the deity of wealth and prosperity, might include elaborate offerings and more opulent materials, such as silver lamps and fragrant flowers, symbolizing abundance. In temple settings dedicated to specific deities, the Arati process often incorporates hymns and chants directly associated with that god or goddess. The choice of flowers, incense, and other offerings may also vary depending on the deity's attributes. For example, red flowers are often used in Arati for goddess Durga, symbolizing her power and fierceness, while white flowers might be offered to Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, to represent purity and wisdom. Temple versus home Arati. Another important distinction is the difference between performing Arati in a temple versus at home. In temples, Arati is usually led by a priest and involves larger groups of people, communal singing, and more elaborate offerings. The temple setting emphasizes the public and collective nature of the ritual, where worshippers gather to seek blessings as a community. In a home setting, Arati tends to be more intimate and personal. Families may perform the ritual daily, often in front of a small shrine with pictures or idols of their chosen deities. While the essentials of the ritual remain the same, home Arati is usually simpler and shorter, focusing more on individual devotion and the needs of daily life. Flexibility in Arati practice. One of the strengths of Arati as a ritual is its flexibility. While the essential components, light, circular movement, and offerings, are consistent, the ritual can be adapted to fit the needs and circumstances of the worshippers. This adaptability makes Arati a practice that can be embraced by anyone, regardless of their location, resources, or level of religious knowledge. In modern life, where time constraints often limit the ability to perform extended rituals, Arati can be shortened without losing its core significance. For instance, some people might perform a brief Arati with a single lamp and a simple prayer in the morning or evening as part of their daily routine. This abbreviated form of the ritual still carries the same symbolic meaning, offering light to the divine and seeking blessings for the day ahead. The ritual of Arati is a powerful and flexible form of worship, rich with symbolism and spiritual meaning. Whether performed in the grand setting of a temple or the quiet intimacy of a home, Arati provides a way for devotees to offer their devotion to the divine, seek blessings, and create a sacred space for reflection and gratitude. Through its structured steps, symbolic. Chapter 3: The Spiritual Philosophy Behind Arati. Arati is not just a ritual offering of light to the divine, it is deeply rooted in Hindu spiritual philosophy. It embodies core concepts of devotion, the transformative power of light, and the symbolic journey from ignorance to knowledge. The act of performing Arati represents the human aspiration to connect with a higher power, purify the mind and heart, and surrender ego-driven desires. This chapter explores the underlying philosophies that give Arati its spiritual significance, including the role of light as a symbol of divine wisdom, the principles of Bhakti, devotion, and how Arati connects to broader spiritual concepts in Hinduism. Light as a symbol of divine knowledge. The primary focus of Arati is the offering of light, which has profound spiritual symbolism in Hinduism. Light, in many cultures and religions, is associated with goodness, truth, and divine presence. In Hindu philosophy, light specifically represents divine knowledge, which dispels the darkness of ignorance. The Sanskrit word for darkness, tamas, is used to describe ignorance, confusion, and the obstacles that prevent spiritual growth. By offering light during Arati, the devotee symbolically seeks to remove this darkness from their life, inviting divine wisdom and clarity into their heart and mind. The flame used in Arati is often described as the embodiment of Agni, the Hindu god of fire, who serves as a messenger between the human and divine realms. Fire, in this context, is not only a symbol of purification but also transformation. As the flame consumes the wick, it transforms matter into energy, much like how divine knowledge transforms human ignorance into wisdom. This symbolic purification and transformation through fire reflect the spiritual journey each person undertakes as they strive for enlightenment. On a deeper level, the act of offering light signifies the devotee's acknowledgement of their inner darkness, whether it is fear, doubt, anger, or ego, and their willingness to let divine grace illuminate these areas of their life. Just as physical light dispels darkness, spiritual light dispels the inner shadows that block personal and spiritual growth. Bhakti, the path of devotion. Arati is an expression of Bhakti, the path of devotion, which is one of the key spiritual paths in Hinduism. Bhakti involves a deep, personal connection to the divine, characterized by love, surrender, and selfless devotion. In Bhakti, the devotee does not seek material gains or even liberation, moksha, as an ultimate goal. Instead, they are motivated by a desire to serve and honor the divine purely out of love and reverence. The offering of light in Arati can be seen as a metaphor for the offering of oneself, one's actions, thoughts, and emotions, to the divine. In this act of surrender, the devotee expresses their humility and dependence on the higher power. The flame becomes a symbol of the devotee's devotion, which, like the flame, must be maintained through discipline, love, and spiritual practice. In the Bhakti tradition, the relationship between the devotee and the deity is often described as one of intense love and longing. This devotion is not passive, it requires active engagement, much like the act of offering light during Arati. Devotees approach their chosen deity, known as Ishtadevata, with the intention of creating a personal bond, through which they experience the presence of the divine in their everyday lives. The ritual of Arati is one way to cultivate and strengthen this bond, as it provides a regular opportunity to express devotion and seek divine guidance. Moreover, Arati is a reminder of the need for consistency in spiritual practice. Just as the lamp must be lit daily to offer light, a devotee must continually nurture their devotion through prayer, meditation, and acts of service. The flame's fragility, which can be extinguished by neglect or lack of attention, mirrors the spiritual life, which requires constant care to keep it burning brightly. The role of surrender in Arati. Surrender, Sharanagati, is a key philosophical theme in Arati, as it involves the act of offering oneself completely to the divine. In Hindu spiritual traditions, surrender is often viewed as the highest form of devotion, where the individual acknowledges their limitations and places their trust in the divine's will. This act of surrender is deeply embedded in the ritual of Arati, where the devotee not only offers light but also symbolically offers their ego, desires, and attachments. The circular movement of the lamp during Arati represents this all-encompassing surrender. The devotee is not just offering light to the deity in a linear or transactional manner, rather, they are enveloping the deity in the light, signifying their total surrender to the divine presence in all directions and aspects of life. This action reflects the philosophical understanding that the divine pervades everything. There is no part of life or existence that is untouched by the divine light. This surrender is not a passive act of submission but an active choice to align one's will with the divine will. It requires the devotee to let go of their ego-driven desires and attachments, allowing themselves to be guided by divine wisdom. In this way, Arati is both a prayer for guidance and a declaration of trust in the divine's ability to lead the devotee on the right path. The importance of purification. Another important spiritual concept in Arati is purification. The flame in Arati not only symbolizes light and knowledge but also serves as a purifying force. In Hinduism, purification is a necessary step in preparing oneself to receive divine blessings. Impurities, whether physical, mental, or emotional, are seen as obstacles to spiritual progress. These impurities can take the form of negative emotions such as anger, greed, or pride, which cloud the mind and prevent clear thinking and virtuous action. The act of offering light during Arati is a symbolic request for purification. As the flame burns and releases energy, it is seen as burning away the devotee's impurities, leaving them spiritually cleansed and ready to receive the divine presence. In this way, Arati is not just a ritual of offering but also a ritual of self-cleansing. The devotee recognizes their human flaws and seeks divine help in overcoming them, striving to become a vessel for divine light and wisdom. This purification is not limited to the individual performing Arati. In communal settings, the light is passed around to all present, symbolizing the collective purification of the group. Each person has the opportunity to touch the light and receive its blessings, reinforcing the idea that spiritual growth is not an isolated endeavor but one that can be supported and strengthened by a community of believers. Arati and the cycles of life. Another key philosophical aspect of Arati is its connection to the cyclical nature of life and the universe. The circular motion of the lamp during the ritual is not random, it represents the endless cycles of birth, death, and rebirth that govern all existence. In Hindu cosmology, time is viewed as cyclical, with everything in the universe undergoing constant change, renewal, and transformation. By moving the light in circles, the devotee acknowledges the impermanence of life and the inevitability of change. This movement reminds the worshipper that just as the flame is constantly shifting and changing, so too is life in all its forms. However, within this constant change, there is the steady, unchanging presence of the divine, represented by the light itself. While the flame may flicker, the light remains a constant symbol of divine truth and presence. This understanding of life's cycles also ties into the philosophy of karma, the idea that actions in one life influence future lives. The act of performing Arati with devotion and purity can be seen as a positive action that generates good karma, helping the devotee move forward on their spiritual path. Each time the lamp is offered, it becomes a ritual acknowledgement of life's impermanence and the importance of acting with mindfulness and intention. Arati is a path to inner transformation. Ultimately, the spiritual philosophy behind Arati points to its role as a tool for inner transformation. The ritual is not just about offering light to an external deity, it is about lighting the flame within oneself. The devotee uses the external act of offering light as a means to spark inner change, transforming ignorance into knowledge, darkness into light, and ego into humility. This inner transformation is the ultimate goal of Arati. By regularly performing the ritual, the devotee cultivates a state of mind that is open to divine guidance, free from negative emotions, and aligned with higher principles. Over time, the repeated act of offering light becomes a reminder to live in accordance with these spiritual values, bringing the light of the divine into every aspect of life. The spiritual philosophy behind Arati is rich with meaning, reflecting core Hindu beliefs about light, devotion, surrender, purification, and the cyclical nature of life. Through the simple act of offering a lighted lamp, Arati becomes a profound expression of devotion and a powerful tool for spiritual growth. It teaches the devotee to seek divine knowledge, to surrender ego and attachment, and to strive for inner transformation. In this way, Arati is much more than a ritual. It is a symbolic journey towards spiritual enlightenment. Chapter 4: Arati as a daily mindfulness practice. In the fast-paced modern world, where stress, distractions, and pressures dominate, people increasingly turn to mindfulness practices to restore balance and bring intentionality to their lives. While meditation and yoga are commonly embraced, the practice of Arati, traditionally a devotional offering, can also be used as a powerful daily mindfulness tool. Beyond its spiritual roots, Arati encourages focus, presence, and an inner sense of peace, making it a practical and meaningful way to incorporate mindfulness into daily routines. This chapter will explore how Arati can be adapted as a mindfulness practice and how its principles of light, gratitude, and devotion can bring clarity and calm to everyday life. If you're enjoying this audiobook and finding value in the content, we kindly ask you to take a moment to subscribe to the channel. A large portion of our listeners and viewers haven't subscribed yet, and by doing so, you'll help us grow and continue bringing you more high-quality audiobooks. Your support means a lot to us, and it's just one click away. So, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to stay connected and never miss out on our latest releases. The core elements of mindfulness in Arati. Mindfulness, at its essence, is the act of paying attention to the present moment with full awareness, without judgment. It is about being completely engaged in the here and now, whether in a simple task or a complex situation. Arati, as a ritual, naturally incorporates these elements of mindfulness through its focus on the offering of light, symbolic gestures, and sensory engagement. Focused attention. In Arati, the devotee's attention is fully absorbed in the act of offering light. From lighting the lamp to the circular movement of the flame, every step requires focus and care. This focused attention on the ritual itself mirrors the fundamental principle of mindfulness, which encourages one to remain fully present in each moment, without distraction or wandering thoughts. Sensory engagement. Arati is rich in sensory experiences. Sight, sound, smell, and touch are all involved. The bright flame, the sound of bells, the fragrance of incense, and the warmth of the lighted lamp create a multi-sensory environment that anchors the devotee's awareness. Mindfulness practices often incorporate sensory elements as a way to bring the mind into the present moment, and Arati naturally facilitates this sensory focus. Gratitude and reflection. Gratitude is another key aspect of both mindfulness and Arati. In the ritual, offering light is an act of thanksgiving and reverence, where the devotee expresses gratitude for the blessings and guidance received from the divine. This attitude of gratitude aligns with modern mindfulness practices, which often encourage reflecting on the things one is thankful for as a way to foster a positive mindset and mental well-being. Intentional action. Every movement and gesture in Arati is deliberate and purposeful, from the lighting of the lamp to the offering of flowers or incense. This intentionality is at the core of mindfulness. Rather than going through the motions automatically, the devotee brings full awareness to each action, transforming the ritual into a mindful practice. This focus on intentionality helps the practitioner live more deliberately, not just during the ritual, but throughout the day. How to adapt Arati as a mindfulness practice. While Arati is traditionally performed in a religious or spiritual context, its principles and structure can be adapted to fit daily routines, allowing it to function as a mindfulness practice even for those who may not follow the ritual's religious background. Below are ways to adapt Arati for daily mindfulness practice. Setting the space. Just as mindfulness meditation requires a quiet, calm environment, so does Arati. Whether it is performed at home or in a temple, the space where Arati is conducted becomes sacred and reflective. To incorporate Arati as a daily mindfulness practice, individuals can create a small, dedicated space in their home, perhaps in front of a candle or a simple light. This physical space, free from distractions, can help cultivate a mental space that is focused, peaceful, and receptive. Lighting the lamp or candle. In traditional Arati, a small oil lamp is lit, but this can be substituted with a candle for practical purposes. Lighting the lamp can be a moment to set an intention for the day or for the practice itself. As the flame burns steadily, it serves as a visual representation of the light of awareness. The act of lighting the lamp becomes a mindful moment, a pause to center the mind and set the tone for the practice ahead. Mindful breathing and awareness. While moving the flame in circular motions, individuals can synchronize their breath with the movements, inhaling and exhaling slowly and mindfully. This combination of breath and movement enhances the meditative quality of Arati, grounding the practitioner in the present moment. Just as one would focus on the breath in a mindfulness meditation session, the practitioner of Arati can use the flame as a focal point for awareness. Offering gratitude. After the lamp is lit and the light offered, there is usually a moment of prayer or reflection in traditional Arati. This can easily be adapted into a moment of gratitude or setting intentions for the day ahead. Mindfulness practices often emphasize the importance of gratitude as a way to shift focus from negative thoughts to positive feelings of appreciation. In this moment, practitioners can take a few minutes to reflect on the blessings in their life or acknowledge the people and things they are grateful for. This shift in focus helps cultivate a mindful and positive outlook, even amidst challenges. Ending with stillness and reflection. After the movements of Arati are completed, devotees typically pause for a moment of stillness or contemplation. This can be seen as the equivalent of a final meditation and mindfulness practice. It allows for a period of quiet reflection where the mind can absorb the calm and clarity gained through the ritual. Ending Arati with stillness invites practitioners to carry the mindfulness they've cultivated into the rest of their day, maintaining a sense of peace and purpose. Benefits of integrating Arati into daily life. By incorporating Arati as a mindfulness practice, individuals can experience several benefits that contribute to their overall well-being. These include improved focus and concentration. One of the most noticeable benefits of performing Arati with mindfulness is improved concentration. The focus required to maintain attention on the flame, gestures, and movements strengthens the mind's ability to stay present. This enhanced focus can carry over into other aspects of life, making it easier to concentrate on tasks, maintain clarity in thought, and resist distractions. Stress reduction. Mindfulness practices, including Arati, are known to reduce stress. The rhythmic movements, sensory engagement, and reflective aspects of the ritual help soothe the nervous system, bringing a sense of calm and relaxation. When performed regularly, Arati can become a reliable tool for managing stress, providing a daily moment of peace and centering amidst the demands of modern life. Emotional balance. Arati, when practiced mindfully, encourages emotional balance by fostering positive emotions such as gratitude, reverence, and devotion. These emotions counteract negative states of mind like anger, frustration, or sadness. By focusing on the symbolic light and the act of offering, individuals are reminded to cultivate inner light, positivity and patience in their emotional lives, leading to greater resilience and emotional regulation. A sense of purpose and connection. Through Arati, individuals not only feel connected to a higher power or spiritual presence, but they also connect with their inner selves. The act of offering light can be seen as offering one's best self to the world each day. This sense of purpose and connection enriches one's daily life by instilling meaning in routine actions, transforming even the mundane into moments of mindfulness and intention. Development of gratitude and compassion. Gratitude is an integral part of Arati, and regularly practicing this ritual can foster a deeper sense of appreciation in daily life. Through the ritual, individuals develop a mindset that is focused on recognizing and valuing the positive aspects of life, which can also extend to fostering compassion toward others. The act of offering, whether symbolically to a deity or metaphorically to the world, encourages selflessness and the desire to share light and goodness with others. Strengthen self-discipline. Mindfulness practices, including Arati, require consistency and self-discipline to reap long-term benefits. The routine of performing Arati, even in an adapted, simplified form, teaches the practitioner to commit to regular moments of stillness and reflection. This daily discipline of taking a few minutes for the ritual can lead to broader self-discipline in managing time, setting priorities, and maintaining focus in other areas of life. practical considerations for incorporating Arati into modern life. For those looking to adopt Arati as a daily mindfulness practice, some practical considerations can help ensure that the ritual remains meaningful and integrated into a busy schedule. Start small. If time is limited, Arati can be condensed into just a few minutes. Lighting a single candle and offering a short moment of reflection can still have profound effects if done mindfully. The key is not the length of the ritual but the quality of attention and intention brought to it. Personalize the practice. While traditional Arati follows a set structure, individuals can adapt the ritual to fit their personal beliefs and needs. Whether incorporating specific mantras, prayers, or moments of silence, the practice should feel authentic and relevant to the practitioner. Consistency over perfection. Like any mindfulness practice, the benefits of Arati are realized through consistency rather than perfection. If a day is missed or the practice feels rushed, it's important to return to it without judgment. The goal is to build a sustainable habit that brings mindfulness and peace, not to perform the ritual flawlessly. Combined with other mindfulness practices, Arati can be used alongside other mindfulness practices, such as meditation or yoga, to deepen the sense of presence and awareness. For example, one might begin with a short meditation, perform Arati, and then close with gentle yoga stretches to create a holistic mindfulness routine. By incorporating Arati as a daily mindfulness practice, individuals can experience a deeper connection to the present moment, cultivate gratitude and emotional balance, and bring intention to their everyday actions. Though traditionally a devotional offering to the divine, Arati can be adapted to modern life as a simple, meaningful ritual that fosters focus, peace, and purpose. In a world that often pulls attention in countless directions, the mindful practice of Arati offers a grounding, centering experience that helps individuals bring light not only to their spiritual lives but also to their daily interactions and routines. Chapter 5. Using Arati to cultivate positive energy in relationships. Arati, though rooted in spiritual traditions, offers profound lessons that extend far beyond the ritual itself. At its core, Arati is about offering light, devotion, and positivity to the divine, symbolically removing darkness and negativity. When these principles are applied to our relationships, Arati can become a powerful tool for fostering harmony, understanding, and compassion. This chapter will explore how the symbolic elements of Arati can be used to cultivate positive energy in personal interactions, improve communication, resolve conflicts, and strengthen bonds. Light is a symbol of positive energy in relationships. The offering of light in Arati represents the dispelling of darkness, which can be interpreted as ignorance, ego, or negative emotions. In the context of relationships, this metaphor holds immense value. Often, misunderstandings, conflicts, or emotional distance arise from negativity or miscommunication, much like darkness that clouds our perception. Applying the principles of Arati to relationships involves consciously bringing light, positive energy, clarity, and love into every interaction. Illuminating understanding, just as light in Arati allows us to see clearly, bringing light into relationships means seeking to understand others clearly. Misunderstandings often stem from assumptions or misinterpretations of someone's words or actions. The light of understanding requires us to pause, listen carefully, and strive to see things from the other person's perspective. In doing so, we illuminate the truth of the situation, clearing away confusion and fostering mutual respect. Replacing negativity with positivity. In Arati, the act of offering light symbolizes removing darkness. Similarly, in relationships, the deliberate act of replacing negative thoughts, words, or actions with positive energy can transform interactions. Rather than focusing on faults, misunderstandings, or past hurts, we can choose to focus on kindness, forgiveness, and constructive communication. This shift from negativity to positivity helps create an atmosphere of warmth and openness, where relationships can flourish. Applying devotion and presence in relationships. One of the key aspects of Arati is devotion, where the worshipper offers their full presence and attention to the divine. In relationships, this same principle of devotion can be applied to cultivate stronger, more meaningful connections. Devotion in relationships doesn't mean blind loyalty or sacrifice. Rather, it involves being fully present, attentive, and committed to nurturing the bond. Being fully present, in today's fast-paced world, it's easy to become distracted during conversations or interactions. We may be physically present but mentally preoccupied with work, social media, or other concerns. Just as Arati requires focused attention on the act of offering light, relationships thrive when we bring our full attention to the people we care about. Being fully present, actively listening without interrupting, engaging in meaningful dialogue, and showing genuine interest demonstrates respect and strengthens emotional connections. Offering the light of encouragement. In the ritual of Arati, the worshipper offers light to the deity with reverence and respect. In relationships, this act can be mirrored by offering words of encouragement, support, and appreciation. Just as a flame can brighten a room, positive affirmations can lift the spirits of those around us. Encouraging someone when they are facing challenges or simply expressing gratitude for their presence in your life can deepen trust and create a positive, nurturing environment. Embracing humility and service. Devotion in Arati also involves humility, the recognition that we are offering ourselves to something greater than our individual ego. In relationships, humility plays a crucial role in resolving conflicts and maintaining harmony. By setting aside our pride, we create space for understanding, compromise, and healing. The principle of service, placing the needs of others alongside or even ahead of our own, is another key aspect of devotion. When we approach relationships with a spirit of service, whether it's through small acts of kindness or emotional support, we contribute to the overall well-being of the relationship. Conflict resolution through Arati's principles. Conflict is inevitable in any relationship, but how we handle it can determine the strength and longevity of the bond. The principles underlying Arati, light, mindfulness, and devotion, can be powerful tools for resolving conflicts in a way that promotes growth and understanding, rather than division. Using light to dissolve ego and misunderstanding. In conflicts, the ego often takes center stage, making it difficult to see beyond our own perspective. The light offered in Arati serves as a reminder of the importance of dissolving the ego. When applied to relationships, this means approaching conflicts with a mindset of openness and humility rather than defensiveness. By focusing on finding common ground instead of proving oneself right, the light of understanding can dispel the shadows of misunderstanding. Practicing mindfulness in communication. Mindfulness, a key component of Arati, involves being fully aware of one's thoughts, emotions, and actions. In moments of conflict, practicing mindfulness can prevent escalation. Instead of reacting impulsively, we can take a moment to pause, reflect, and respond thoughtfully. Mindful communication involves not only speaking with care but also listening attentively to the other person's concerns. By doing so, we create an atmosphere of mutual respect, where both parties feel heard and valued. Offering forgiveness as an act of light. Forgiveness is another way to bring light into a relationship, especially after a conflict. Holding on to resentment or anger can darken the emotional space between individuals. Offering forgiveness is like offering light. It clears away the shadows of hurt and allows for healing. Just as Arati represents the removal of darkness, forgiveness clears the emotional clutter that blocks connection and paves the way for renewed trust and harmony. Strengthening relationships with the spirit of Arati. The daily practice of Arati instills in us a sense of regular devotion and attentiveness. This regularity can also be applied to relationships, helping to build strong, lasting bonds. By treating relationships with the same reverence and care that we bring to a spiritual practice, we can cultivate positive energy and growth over time. Consistency in ritual. Just as Arati is often performed at specific times each day, maintaining rituals of connection in relationships can strengthen bonds. These rituals don't have to be formal. They could be as simple as checking in with a loved one each evening, setting aside time for regular conversations, or engaging in activities that nurture the relationship. Consistency in these small gestures helps create a foundation of trust and dependability, much like how the regular performance of Arati deepens one's spiritual practice. Creating sacred moments. In Arati, the physical space where the ritual is performed becomes sacred. Similarly, we can create sacred moments in relationships, moments that are free from distractions, where full attention is given to the other person. These moments of undivided attention, whether during a meal, a conversation, or a shared activity, signal that the relationship is valued and prioritized. Expressing love through small acts. In Arati, offerings such as flowers, incense, and light symbolize love, devotion, and respect. In relationships, small acts of kindness, thoughtfulness, and care serve a similar purpose. A simple gesture, whether it's preparing a meal, offering a compliment, or lending a helping hand, can communicate love and appreciation in a profound way. These small acts, like the light offered in Arati, have the power to transform relationships by infusing them with positive energy. Expanding compassion through Arati. Arati teaches us not only to offer light to the divine but also to recognize the divine in others. This recognition can expand our sense of compassion and empathy in relationships. When we see others as worthy of light, worthy of kindness, understanding, and forgiveness, we naturally cultivate a more compassionate approach to interactions. Seeing the divine in others. In Hindu philosophy, the divine exists within every individual. Recognizing this divinity in others can transform the way we relate to them. When we approach relationships with the mindset that each person carries their own unique spark of the divine, we are more likely to treat them with respect, kindness, and empathy. This shift in perspective helps us move beyond surface-level conflicts and misunderstandings, allowing for deeper, more meaningful connections. Offering light in challenging relationships. Compassion is especially important in challenging relationships, where misunderstandings or differences may create tension. By consciously offering light, through patience, kindness, and understanding, even in difficult situations, we can help ease tensions and promote healing. Just as Arati is performed regardless of the external conditions, offering light in relationships can be an ongoing practice, even when faced with challenges. The principles of Arati, offering light, practicing mindfulness, showing devotion, and embracing humility, can be applied to cultivate positive energy in relationships. By bringing light into our interactions, we can replace negativity with positivity, resolve conflicts with understanding, and strengthen our bonds through consistent acts of care and attention. Just as Arati is a ritual of offering, relationships thrive when both parties consciously offer their time, love, and presence. Through these practices, Arati becomes not only a spiritual ritual but also a guide for building harmonious, fulfilling relationships that reflect the light of compassion, understanding, and love. Chapter 6, Arati and Personal Growth, Illuminating the Inner Self. The ritual of Arati is more than just a spiritual offering to the divine. It is a powerful metaphor for personal growth and inner transformation. Just as the flame offered during Arati symbolizes the removal of darkness and the invitation of light, individuals can use the principles of Arati to illuminate their inner selves, confront their limitations, and strive towards self-realization. This chapter explores how Arati can be applied as a tool for personal growth, encouraging individuals to confront inner challenges, embrace self-awareness, and pursue a path of continuous improvement. The symbolism of light and self-discovery. In the context of personal growth, light has profound symbolic meaning. The flame used in Arati is a representation of knowledge, awareness, and clarity, which are essential elements for understanding oneself. When we engage in self-discovery, we are essentially lighting a lamp within, seeking to illuminate the darker aspects of our personalities, thoughts, and behaviors that may hinder our growth. Illuminating the mind. the mind is often clouded by thoughts, emotions, and habits that can obstruct personal growth. These mental obstacles, such as fear, doubt, insecurity, or anger, are like shadows that prevent us from seeing clearly. The light of Arati symbolizes the removal of these mental obstructions, providing clarity and insight. Through self-reflection and mindfulness, we can become aware of the thoughts and emotions that limit us, just as Arati reveals the presence of the divine by removing the darkness. Acknowledging inner darkness, in Arati, the act of offering light acknowledges the presence of darkness, or ignorance, within. Similarly, personal growth requires the willingness to acknowledge and confront our flaws, insecurities, and fears. This act of recognition is the first step towards self-improvement. By admitting where we struggle, we can begin the process of transforming these aspects of ourselves. Arati teaches us that light can only be offered once we acknowledge the darkness, emphasizing the importance of self-honesty and personal growth. Seeking knowledge and understanding, personal growth involves a continuous quest for knowledge and understanding, both of ourselves and the world around us. The light in Arati represents the pursuit of wisdom, which dispels ignorance and helps us make more informed, conscious decisions. Just as the flame illuminates the deity during Arati, knowledge brings greater awareness of our purpose, values, and the areas of life where we need to grow. Surrendering the ego for personal transformation. One of the most important lessons from Arati is the idea of surrender. In the ritual, the devotee surrenders the flame to the divine, symbolizing the offering of one's ego, attachments, and desires. This surrender is crucial for personal growth, as it allows us to let go of the ego-driven tendencies that hold us back from realizing our true potential. Letting go of attachments, the ego often clings to attachments, whether material possessions, status, or the need for control, that prevent us from evolving. These attachments can create resistance to change and hinder our ability to grow. By using the metaphor of Arati, we can learn to offer these attachments to a higher purpose, recognizing that personal growth requires the ability to let go. Surrendering these attachments creates space for new experiences, perspectives, and personal development. Embracing humility. Humility is another key aspect of personal transformation. In Arati, the worshipper approaches the divine with humility, acknowledging their limitations and seeking guidance. In personal growth, humility allows us to accept that we do not have all the answers and that we are constantly learning. This mindset opens us up to feedback, new ideas, and constructive criticism, all of which are essential for growth. Humility also helps us stay grounded, preventing the ego from inflating and distorting our sense of self-worth. Surrendering control. Growth often requires us to surrender control over outcomes and accept that not everything will go according to our plans. Just as the devotee surrenders the flame in Arati, individuals must learn to trust the process of growth, even when it is uncomfortable or uncertain. This surrender is not about giving up, but rather about recognizing that personal transformation often involves factors beyond our control. By letting go of the need to control every aspect of our lives, we become more adaptable, resilient, and open to change. Using Arati as a framework for reflection. Reflection is a critical component of personal growth, as it allows us to examine our actions, thoughts, and emotions with greater clarity. Arati provides a framework for this kind of reflection, offering moments of stillness and contemplation that can be adapted to modern life. Daily reflection through Arati. In the same way that Arati is performed regularly to honor the divine, individuals can establish a daily practice of reflection to honor their own personal growth. This could involve setting aside a few minutes each day to reflect on recent experiences, challenges, and accomplishments. By doing so, we create an opportunity to assess where we are in our personal growth journey and identify areas for improvement. The ritual of lighting a lamp or candle, even symbolically, can serve as a reminder of this commitment to self-awareness and growth. Illuminating personal strengths and weaknesses. Just as Arati brings light to a deity, reflection brings light to both our strengths and weaknesses. Personal growth involves recognizing our positive qualities, such as resilience, creativity, or empathy, while also acknowledging areas where we may fall short. Through this balanced reflection, we can create a clearer picture of who we are and what we need to work on. This process helps us set realistic, meaningful goals for self-improvement. Reassessing goals and priorities. The circular movement of the flame during Arati symbolizes the cyclical nature of life, reminding us that personal growth is not linear. It is essential to regularly reassess our goals, values, and priorities, as these may change over time. By incorporating the principles of Arati, we can revisit and realign our goals with our evolving understanding of ourselves. This continuous reflection ensures that our growth is intentional and aligned with our higher purpose. Purification and letting go of limiting beliefs. Another important aspect of Arati is the idea of purification. The flame in Arati not only symbolizes light, but also purifies by burning away impurities. In personal growth, this purification process can be applied to letting go of limiting beliefs and negative thought patterns that prevent us from moving forward. Burning away limiting beliefs such as "I'm not good enough" or "I'll never succeed," act as barriers to personal growth. These beliefs are often deeply ingrained in the subconscious mind and can influence our behavior and decisions in subtle ways. The flame in Arati symbolizes the ability to burn away these limiting beliefs, replacing them with empowering ones. By consciously identifying and challenging these beliefs, we can release their hold on us and create a mindset that supports growth and success. Purifying negative emotions. Just as Arati purifies the space where it is performed, personal growth requires the purification of negative emotions such as anger, jealousy, and resentment. These emotions can cloud our judgment and lead to destructive behavior patterns. The practice of mindfulness, combined with the symbolic offering of light in Arati, can help individuals process and release these emotions. By regularly engaging in self-reflection, individuals can become aware of negative emotions as they arise and take steps to address them in healthy, constructive ways. The continuous nature of personal growth. One of the most significant lessons from Arati is the continuous nature of the ritual. Performed daily, Arati serves as a reminder that personal growth is not a one-time event but an ongoing process. Just as the lamp must be relit each day, our commitment to growth must be renewed regularly. Embracing the journey of growth, personal growth is a lifelong journey. Like the circular motions in Arati, growth is cyclical, with periods of progress and periods of reflection. Rather than focusing solely on reaching a specific destination, it's important to embrace the journey itself. This mindset encourages patience and persistence, as we recognize that setbacks and challenges are natural parts of the growth process. Creating daily rituals for growth. Just as Arati is a ritualized practice, personal growth benefits from structured rituals. These can include daily habits such as journaling, meditation, or setting intentions for the day. By creating regular rituals that support growth, we build consistency and discipline, making it easier to stay on track with our goals. These rituals serve as touch points, reminding us to check in with ourselves and maintain our commitment to self-improvement. Continuous learning and adaptation. Personal growth requires a commitment to continuous learning. Just as Arati is performed with new energy each day, we must approach life with a mindset of curiosity and openness to learning. Whether through formal education, self-study, or life experiences, learning keeps us engaged and growing. It also encourages adaptability, allowing us to adjust our strategies and approaches as we gain new insights and face new challenges. Arati offers a powerful metaphor for personal growth, emphasizing the importance of light, surrender, purification, and reflection. By applying the principles of Arati to personal development, individuals can illuminate their inner selves, confront their limitations, and embrace a path of continuous improvement. Personal growth, like the ritual of Arati, is an ongoing process that requires commitment, patience, and humility. Conclusion: the timeless relevance of Arati in modern life. The ritual of Arati is a deeply symbolic and spiritual practice, rooted in centuries of tradition and devotion. However, as explored throughout this book, Arati offers much more than a religious or ceremonial act. Its principles, centered around light, devotion, humility, and mindfulness, can be applied in profound ways to our daily lives, helping us navigate the complexities of modern existence with greater awareness, positivity, and intention. By viewing Arati not merely as a religious practice but as a guiding philosophy, individuals can cultivate inner growth, foster stronger relationships, and develop a deeper connection with the world around them. This conclusion will summarize the key takeaways from the earlier chapters, highlighting how Arati serves as a framework for personal development, mindful living, and harmonious relationships. It will also reflect on the enduring relevance of Arati in today's world, where its timeless wisdom can guide us toward more fulfilling lives. the light of Arati as a metaphor for inner growth. At the heart of Arati is the offering of light. This light is not only a physical flame but also a symbol of knowledge, wisdom, and clarity. Throughout this book, we have explored how this light can be applied to illuminate the inner self, guiding individuals on a journey of personal growth and self-discovery. In Chapter 3, we discuss the spiritual philosophy behind Arati, focusing on light as a symbol of divine knowledge. In personal growth, this light becomes the awareness that allows us to see ourselves more clearly, to recognize our strengths and weaknesses, to confront our fears, and to seek wisdom in all that we do. Much like how the flame dispels darkness, personal growth is about removing ignorance, insecurity, and limiting beliefs, allowing the light of understanding to guide us forward. The journey of self-discovery, as illustrated in Chapter 6, is a continuous process. Just as Arati is performed regularly to honor the divine, personal growth requires regular reflection, commitment, and intentional action. The symbolism of light teaches us that we must constantly seek knowledge, remain open to learning, and strive for clarity in our thoughts and actions. By embracing this mindset, we can grow not just intellectually, but emotionally and spiritually as well. Moreover, the ritual of Arati emphasizes the importance of humility and surrender. In the context of personal growth, surrendering the ego, letting go of attachments, control, and pride is crucial. This allows us to embrace change, accept feedback, and evolve as individuals. Through the lens of Arati, we learn that personal growth is not about perfection but about progress, constantly striving to become the best version of ourselves while acknowledging our inherent imperfections. Arati is a tool for mindfulness and intentional living. In Chapter 4, we explored how Arati can be adapted as a daily mindfulness practice. The ritual structure, rooted in focused attention, sensory engagement, and intentional action, aligns closely with the principles of mindfulness, making it a valuable tool for cultivating presence and awareness in everyday life. Mindfulness is about being fully present in the moment, and Arati naturally encourages this presence. The act of lighting a flame, moving it in circular motions, and engaging in the sensory experience of the ritual provides a space for reflection and stillness. In today's fast-paced world, where distractions and stress abound, the simplicity and focus of Arati offer a counterbalance, helping individuals reconnect with the present moment. By incorporating Arati into daily routines, individuals can create moments of mindfulness that bring clarity and calm into their lives. Whether it's starting the day with a brief ritual of lighting a candle or taking a few minutes in the evening to reflect and offer gratitude, Arati serves as a reminder to slow down, be present, and appreciate the beauty and sacredness of each moment. This daily mindfulness practice, rooted in the principles of Arati, can lead to numerous benefits, including reduced stress, improved focus, and a greater sense of inner peace. As discussed in Chapter 4, the regular practice of Arati encourages emotional balance by fostering positive emotions like gratitude, reverence, and compassion. These emotions help to counteract negative mental states and create a more positive, centered mindset. Strengthening relationships through the light of Arati. Relationships, whether with family, friends, or colleagues, are integral to our well-being and happiness. In Chapter 5, we explored how the principles of Arati can be applied to cultivate positive energy in relationships, offering a framework for improving communication, resolving conflicts, and deepening emotional connections. The light of Arati symbolizes the positive energy we can bring into our relationships: kindness, understanding, patience, and love. Just as the flame dispels darkness, bringing light into our interactions helps to dissolve negativity, misunderstandings, and ego-driven conflicts. By offering the light of understanding and compassion to those around us, we can transform our relationships, creating an atmosphere of trust, respect, and mutual support. Arati also teaches us the importance of humility and service in relationships. Approaching others with humility allows us to listen more deeply, to put their needs ahead of our own when necessary, and to foster a spirit of collaboration rather than competition. Acts of kindness, whether small or significant, reflect the devotion seen in Arati. They are offerings of love and care that strengthen the bonds we share with others. In times of conflict, the principles of Arati provide valuable guidance for resolution. As discussed in Chapter 5, approaching conflicts with the intention of understanding rather than winning helps to dissolve the ego and promote harmony. Mindful communication, combined with the willingness to offer forgiveness and compassion, can transform even the most difficult of relationships. Just as the flame of Arati is passed around to bless everyone present, the light of compassion and forgiveness can be shared, healing emotional wounds and restoring balance. By incorporating the principles of Arati into our relationships, we can cultivate a sense of unity and interconnectedness, recognizing the divine within each person we encounter. This perspective encourages us to treat others with the same reverence and care that we would offer in a spiritual ritual, fostering deeper, more meaningful connections. The enduring relevance of Arati in modern life. In today's world, where individuals often feel disconnected from themselves, from others, and from a deeper sense of purpose, the practice of Arati offers a way to reconnect with what truly matters. Though rooted in ancient spiritual traditions, the lessons of Arati are timeless and universally relevant. A guide for inner peace and purpose. In the face of modern challenges, such as stress, anxiety, and the pressure to constantly perform, Arati provides a pathway to inner peace. The regular practice of offering light serves as a metaphor for illuminating our inner lives, bringing awareness to our thoughts, emotions, and intentions. By cultivating this awareness, we can live more purposefully, aligning our actions with our values and creating a life that reflects our highest ideals. A framework for harmonious living. Beyond personal growth, Arati offers a framework for harmonious living, both within ourselves and with others. Its principles of humility, surrender, and devotion remind us of the importance of service, compassion, and mindfulness in all areas of life. Whether in our personal relationships or in our broader communities, the practice of offering light, both literally and metaphorically, helps to create a more peaceful, cooperative, and loving world. An opportunity for connection. In a world that often feels fragmented and disconnected, Arati offers an opportunity to reconnect with ourselves, with others, and with a higher sense of purpose. Whether performed alone in the quiet of one's home or in a communal setting with others, Arati fosters a sense of unity and belonging. It reminds us that we are all part of something greater and that by offering light, we can contribute to the well-being of those around us. Conclusion: embracing Arati as a path to fulfillment. The timeless wisdom of Arati provides a roadmap for living a life of mindfulness, personal growth, and meaningful relationships. By incorporating its principles into our daily lives, we can cultivate a sense of inner peace, strengthen our connections with others, and illuminate the path towards self-realization and fulfillment. As we offer light to the divine in Arati, we are reminded of our own inner light and the potential we each have to grow, evolve, and contribute to the world around us. Whether through the practice of daily mindfulness, the pursuit of personal development, or the nurturing of harmonious relationships, the lessons of Arati can guide us toward a life that is more intentional, compassionate, and aligned with our highest selves. In embracing Arati as more than a ritual, as a philosophy for living, we can transform not only our spiritual lives but also the way we approach the challenges, joys, and connections of everyday life. By offering light to the world, we become beacons of that light ourselves, contributing to a brighter, more harmonious existence for all. Copyright 2024 by AudioBooksTube. Thank you for listening. Please consider to subscribe, like, and share to help the channel growth, new videos on a daily basis.